Why do we even have that lever? Marketing edition. I have decided we're going to talk about some things, and I've called this section, why do we even have that lever? If you've watched The Emperor's New Groove, you can appreciate it. If you haven't, you should go watch it. Like, stop this, go watch that, because it's really good. But you don't actually need that to understand the marketing things we're going to talk about. This is one blog and what having a content strategy can do for you, and how simple it actually is to reuse the content that you already have to get your entire content strategy that can hold you over for a while. Starting here, have a big idea, your keyword, your main thing that you want to accomplish. So in this case, my big idea was a brand launch done well. I want to explain the difference between a patchwork brand launch and a good brand launch. So I go in with that idea. And this is also my main keyword, brand launch. That's the keyword that I'm working with. This is going to be the base of one mega blog, 5 mini blogs, 40 social posts, 30 internal links, 20 external links, and 5+ videos, and content that goes out to LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, TikTok, and Google Business Profile. What? This one topic? People are going to get so bored, but they're not, because this one topic is secretly 5 little topics in disguise. So it's a 5-part formula. Not every blog you write has to be like this, but this one worked out conveniently as a good example. Part 1 is brand planning, where I talk about you have to actually have a plan for your brand before you launch it, and all the research that you need to do before you start picking colors or voices or anything else. Part 2 is brand voice. How does your brand talk? What are your core values? All of those good things. Part 3 is brand visuals. What does your brand look like? What's your logo? What's your typography, etc. Part 4 is executing a brand well and all at once. And part 5 is KPI and upkeep. Following through with your brand once it's out there, and then what actually can be measured from a well-launched brand. Each one of these parts is actually going to be its own blog. It's a sub-blog. This one's a big old long monster. These ones are going to be shorter, more detailed ones about the specific subtopic. So I'm going to get 5 sub-blogs out of this. Each one of those sub-blogs can also be posted as an article on LinkedIn, which is not a place that everybody needs to be, but in my industry, it is a very strong place for AI to pick up answers. And AI is 68% of search now, so I want to come up there as much as I can. So it's going to turn into a sub-blog. It's going to turn into a long-form LinkedIn article. And it's also going to turn into a video for TikTok or YouTube or wherever I've got video marketing going. And then this one's here for an example, but I'm not actually using this in my things. It can be also an email campaign. I don't strongly lean into email campaigns currently. I might in the future. It's just not part of my strategy right now. But it absolutely can be a part of this. So already, this one piece has given you 5, 10, 15, 20 pieces of things that you didn't have before. Then from there, each one of those subtopics can become mini subtopics. For example, in brand planning, I can have all of these social posts. What are the first steps in brand building? Knowing who wants to buy your stuff. Understanding why customers buy. Having a unique selling point. All of these are social posts that I can talk about from just this one sub part of this big part. So if you go down the category and do that for all of them, you end up with just a mountain of content without having to go be like, what am I gonna post about now? How does this really make sense with my brand? It makes sense because it's in everything else that I'm working with. And then from there, you can link it into your SEO as well. So in my SEO, I need to have my website needs to make sense with this blog. This blog is part of my business, so it should go with basically everything on my website, and it does. This is a list of links that can be put into the big blog and in most of the smaller blogs for my homepage, who I am, my referral page, relate to branded things. And I can put them in there conversationally so that all of this is now interlinked in my website. And then all of these are linked to this and each other. So the internal linking that Google looks for to say, yep, that's a solid brand that's saying the same thing everywhere, is already inherent to this, and it's easy to put together. So this is A, how to reuse content. B, reusing content is not a lazy thing, it's a strategy thing. You want to sound the same wherever you are, wherever you're coming up. So the reason that we pull this lever of having long blogs and where they go is to give you cohesive branding that makes people trust you, that makes your message clear, and it increases your sales because people know exactly what you're about and it shows up the same everywhere.